Hi, Joshua. Welcome to Jay's Tech Corner. You're the first person I'm having this interview with, and first of all, I want to say thank you for making time to take this call and for making time to share your experience. And yeah, let's just get right into the conversation. No need for long talk. So Joshua Oyinlola, but I call him Josh. You are a DevSecOps. The funny thing was when you filled the form, and I had to Google what. And then I'm seeing that it's development, security, and operations. So basically, you're like doing those three things together.
So like I get that a lot. It's pretty much like I wouldn't say the new field, but it's not like as exposed as you hear DevOps, you hear backend, and all of that. But I could go deeper into it if you want.
I feel like maybe you would go deeper into it when you're telling me about your journey into tech and what you're currently doing. Because I know that you've had like you've had different things that you have done over your tech career. Over 5 years, yes. DevSecOps Engineer at IBM in Poland. And you've spent the last 5 years working at different fintech startups across Africa and Europe. So you started from Kuda to a couple of other ones. Then there's Revolut, there's Binance. And then you started off in customer experience, yes. And worked up to technical cybersecurity. So I think I want to have a feel, or I want to get a sense of your trajectory, how you went from customer experience to now DevSecOps and basically cybersecurity over the last 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Does your audience know like we pretty much started together at Kuda Bank? We're pretty much like
say that, but I didn't want to my home. But anyway, just to clear the air, we started off together at Kuda, and that's how I know Josh. Yeah, so we started off in customer support together, and I went into products, and Josh went into cybersecurity. Started with fraud. Anyways, I will let you say your story. I don't think I should.
All right,
just go ahead.
So that's cool. We started off at Kuda Bank, customer experience. I think that was pretty much my first major role in tech. I was curious, out of university, out of NYSC. I was really like curious. I wanted to get into the fintech startups. So it was a big thing then. It wasn't like so blown as it is right now, but it was a big thing then. So I started off there. Initially, I got referred, by my friend Maxwell, a mutual friend. We started off at customer experience, but then there wasn't really like a standing fraud team at the time. So it was just like a side responsibility I took upon myself together with like a few other teammates to go deeper into like handling fraud cases, making sure customer funds are safe and the likes. It was pretty nice. I enjoyed it. After a while, it became more of a big thing. And then there was like a full-blown standard fraud team where myself and like three others were like the founding members of it. And after a while, I left Kuda Bank. I joined Umba. Umba was like another new bank. They started off in Kenya, moved to Nigeria. I joined the team, one of the founding teams over there, pretty much a stand-up. Just after they raised, like, I think, seed fund, something like that. And then I was doing that. I pretty much managed a team of like 5 people. And then I really wanted to get into the crypto space because it became more, I'm kind of person who, I like challenges. I don't like get so comfortable when I'm already doing one thing over and over again. So the crypto space was booming. So something I wanted to get into. Yeah. So the opportunity came. I joined Bundle. Bundle is a company that's owned by Binance. They pretty much shut down now, but yeah, Binance is still pretty much strong and going. So that's where the whole journey of cybersecurity pretty much started, because from just handling fraud, then we moved into the crypto space where where we focus more on forensic investigation on the blockchain. It sounds very technical. It is, but then I really enjoyed it. But I started having like more side projects that were deep into the fundamentals of cybersecurity, authentication and all of that, privacy, risks, compliance, all of that. Yeah, so from there I moved to Revolut. It's also a new bank, a fintech, pretty big in Europe. But then the seed of cybersecurity was already like in me. I wanted to get like very technical. So I decided to like my spare time, I was really investing into educational resources, trying to like get to know more about the technical concepts. I wasn't just going to be focused on KYC, the regular risks, compliance, the regular fraud and transaction monitoring and the likes. I wanted to go deep into it. And this was just after, I remember there were a couple of cyber attacks that happened in the crypto space. The Axe Infinity hack where like over $100 million was stolen from different crypto wallets and stuff like that. So it really caught my eye. And I think there was also another ransomware attack that happened to like a betting company in Nigeria at the time. I think rumors say they paid about $40 million to get their resources back. So those stories were like interesting to me. I was like, how could it happen? This was more than the regular, let's just monitor the flow of transactions on the blockchain. This was way sophisticated, and I really wanted to get into how that worked. So I went into the rabbit hole. The more I kept learning about security, my mind kept getting blown. So I decided to like get serious. I did a couple of certifications, got tutored by a couple of mentors and the likes. And then when I got to the point where on my own, I was already like doing several things on myself. I had my own home lab. I was already like carrying out my own penetration tests, my own like cyber attacks within a controlled environment. So it got to the point where I was comfortable and I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready to like take on the very technical aspects of it. And that's how I interviewed with IBM and I landed the role and I'm currently there right now.
Wow, that's very impressive. I remember when I used to see like all of these certifications I used to post on LinkedIn and all of that. To be honest, I didn't really understand what was going on. I knew that it was something in security, and looking at the fact that you went from fraud into that, it just seemed like a very clear path. And yes, knowing you're always looking for the next big thing. So again, it makes sense. But like that's a very impressive journey. God, when okay, I think the next question would be, what's your most memorable moment in tech so far in the over 5 years that you have spent in tech? What's the most memorable moments that you've had?
Yeah, when you've been in the startup space for so long, I mean, almost every day is memorable. A lot of things are breaking, pretty ridiculous stuff that I can't even begin to say outside. So like a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of new crazy things happening.
Yeah.
So I would say like every part of my journey was pretty memorable. But when I moved from traditional, fraud detection and all of that within like traditional banks or like neobanks, moving into blockchain forensics was pretty big for me because I had to like learn so much. I had to understand how everything works in crypto space. And then even having to move on to the particular sports I am now, it's a pretty big step I had to take. I mean, most people who are in cybersecurity have probably spent years in school. I mean, they've been tutored by some of the best. They've spent 4 years in a formal institution trying to learn things. And then I was just coming from like just one guy that done like some basic home lab in his house. And then you have to like meet with people who are very learned, people who have like probably brought down a government website at some point, So it's pretty crazy. So those were like pretty challenging moments for me, all of it. There are some very messy situations that I wouldn't want to like go into because you have to like start talking about pretty confidential stuff.
Yeah. And I get it. I feel like working in startups is every day there's a new thing that you're building or there's a new thing that you're working on that is going to take your breath away, and it's going to make you happy as well as make you sad simultaneously. And I don't know what to think about it. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, I get it. I feel like I'm probably understanding a lot of things that you're saying now because I've also been in the startup space and it makes sense too.
And being a product manager, I mean, you're pretty much in charge of everything right now.
Yeah, and exactly. And I have to know
I
what
can imagine.
everything is doing. Okay, I think the next question would be, what's something that you have built or something that you have done? And it doesn't necessarily have to be in tech, to be honest. I just want to have a sense of something that you're most proud of over the last 5 years.
It's something I'm very proud of. I'm not going to say exactly what startups is, but at the beginning phase, I was in charge of designing the entire risk framework of the organization. And that was pretty big. I pretty much saw it happen from the idealization phase to going through all the developmental life cycle, setting it up until post-production, and then watching how it was able to, keep a lot of millions of users, keeping them safe, reducing fraud by about 70% at the time. It was pretty big, so I was really happy about it because you just have meetings in startups. You just have meetings with like 2 or 3 people. You guys do something, and a month down the line, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people are using those products, and it's serving the purpose for it was created. And it's fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that the first project that you worked on?
No, I've worked on like a lot of minor stuff around KYC and all of that.
Okay.
But this was like the first major one.
Yeah. I guess
Most of because this had a lot to do with collaboration. This had a lot to do with from just the fraud or the risks or the compliance aspects, you have to like have discussions, you have to like have plannings with data science people, with the products people, with the engineers, so it's made me understand how to even interpret ideas to technical and not technical people, to be able to like have those ideas come to life, and have everybody be on the same page to achieve a common goal. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like relive those moments in my mind. Those are the things that keep me going, wanting to like do more, to be honest.
Yeah, I get that, but now that I'm hearing this part, it feels like there's some sort of product or project management that went on when you were having to build this.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing ideation to launch to post production and all of that, and that's PM language, and then I'm hearing it from you, and it just makes sense because it just feels like a lot of these roles are intertwined one way or another, and not knowing the extent until we're having this sort of conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty true. I mean, like when you're in startup, you're pretty much the CEO, the customer experience person. You're pretty much everything at the same time. Everybody is sold on the dream of, yeah, we're going to make something happen. Whatever it is, we'll get it done. So yeah, you pretty much like, and so your hands are full with like everything. Especially when you're like very, very in a team of like 15 people, 20 people, building something for like hundreds of thousands of people. Man, you're going to do everything. Even the CEO will be messaging customers on Twitter sometimes.
Just I know, I know. Yeah. So DevSecOps is a very new role. I feel like a person that I know, and again, I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of figuring out if there's another person.
Yeah, sure.
That role. But what would you say are the top 3 skills that you use mostly, or that you feel like is overlooked in terms of your role?
I'm pretty new in the field, to be honest. I'm not going to give like a God's eye view, like, I've been there, done it. Every day I'm still discovering a lot. But some of the skills that have really helped me so far has been like, critical thinking, attention to details, the ability to solve problems. That is outside of having the regular technical skills. Technical skills would be, understanding how the infrastructure or the architecture and that the company's products are built on, how it works, how they're being managed, how secrets are being stored, down to things as simple as, not simple, penetration testing, understanding how the entire attack surface of a company or the organization is. Attack surface meaning like from what point within the organizations is the organization being open to threats or to being exploited by bad actors, So understanding all of that is pretty critical. And then being able to think the way bad people would think, being able to foresee the future and to know, all right, this is a future risk or threats that could be exploited. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Because this is a very new role and not a lot is said or not a lot is known currently about it. Now you have your way of how you transitioned into the role from like different places. You went from customer experience to fraud to fraud and then to this, yes. Cybersecurity, then this. So do you think that's a clear path to get into the role? Or do you think there's another method that somebody would use if they wanted to transition into this role?
No, to be honest, I wouldn't say my path has been traditional. I think at every point I've been in, I've just tried to make the best of the situation I find myself in. Basically, there's still some people within the cybersecurity field who believe that DevSecOps is not a role for a newbie to get into. Some people believe that you must have probably spent some years in the DevOps space before transitioning to focus in DevSecOps specifically, because DevSecOps pretty much breaks out of DevOps. DevOps pretty much manage the entire infrastructure, but then DevSecOps comes from the point where we realize, even in the old development lifecycle or in the old architecture that's the all products are built on, there still a need to solely focus and spend so much time on security, because not having a specific focus or look into security can literally like crumble the company. I mean, a simple ransomware attack can like shut down the company forever. So that's people's belief, right? But at the end of the day, I really like fancy like traditional roles or traditional paths to it. I feel like if you have the most important thing, right, is study what it says. Understand where you're going to is not a joke. It takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of time, dedication. I mean, it's very interesting to just talk about it, but like in all of this, there were like hours of sleepless nights I had to go through. There were a lot of bunch of like examinations I had to take. There were a lot of, deep learnings and mentorship and all of that I had to go into. So regardless of what the field is, don't just focus on all like, these days there are a lot of people online giving like, oh, this is what to do to get to this point. Just break free of that. If this is what you want to do, just focus on it, understand what it really entails, and just give it your 100% to make sure you achieve what you want. Just don't bother about what the traditional path is. Don't bother about what it is. At this point in time, anybody can be whatever they want to be within tech, to be honest.
Yeah, very right. When you were speaking, you mentioned mentorship, and I know you've mentioned it a couple of times. So I want to know if
Yeah.
anybody that has mentored you in the past, or anybody that you probably want to mentor you or something. This will probably be like a shout out. But I want to know if there's anyone that has mentored you or anybody that you want to mentor you in future that probably inspires you, and why that picked that person, why that person inspires you.
Yeah, funny enough, in terms of physical mentorship, it's been very few. I mean, at the early part of my career, Japheth was like a big inspiration to me. I know you know Japheth a lot. I mean, Japheth was like pushing me. It didn't really have to say, okay, do this, do this, do this. I was smart enough to just like listen to him, watch what he does, and try to, even be better in some ways. Today is my pretty close friend. But outside of that, I've just looked for very key individuals within the space I'm in. Most of them online, and I try to follow their learnings, follow their teachings, and just go with the flow, based on the path that you already have. I mean, these days, physical mentorship is not even like it's not even the impact you will get. It's good, yes, but like there are a whole lot of people with resources available online that you could just tap into and get from. A lot of people are like mentoring millions of people without even knowing it.
Yeah. You hear situations where somebody is like, oh, I read something somewhere that you wrote, or I watched a video that you made, and it made an impact in my life. And then you're like, oh, me, I was probably just talking when I sent that tweet or when I spoke about that. And imagine you have done some form of mentorship. So yeah, what you said really makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's this creator on YouTube, Day. Name is Day. Really talks about cybersecurity stuff, and I liked him because it wasn't the kind of person that would say, "Oh, take this course and do this, take this course and do this." It was really giving like blueprints on how he did things in terms of like, okay, I'm working on this project, and this is the skills I'm trying to get. I mean, even at the time where it was deep in cybersecurity, working for like Datadog, and I think even Amazon, he wasn't really good in Python programming language. But even from his channel, we could see the growth. How he was spending like hours and hours trying to do, and now he's doing like crazy projects on Python. Those kind of thing like pique my interest. Those kind of people are like watching because they're like giving like real solutions and how things can be done. Seeing how young people like ourselves are devoting time to getting things done, achieving what they want to get done without any like regular buy this course or those kind of things.
Yeah. And usually when I hear all those buy this course, the person's probably
Yeah, my brain switched off immediately. I'm like, all right, bro.
and I can only imagine. I would usually just prefer to go down the rabbit hole myself instead of buying a course, and the course will end up being, for lack of a better word, something that I cannot use.
I mean, some of them are even just copying the same blueprints. I mean, some people are like, I know you guys, I've seen this content like several other exact thing word for word on like several other places. I'm like, you all are just trying to milk people. So
Everybody wants to make money. Anyways, let's go into the next question. What's one piece of advice or statement that you have heard during your career that has changed everything for you? And I know you were mentioning like the videos that you have seen, you mentioned Japheth, and yeah, but like is there anything that anyone said to you or something that you probably saw somewhere that changed your trajectory or changed your career over time?
yeah, I would say never settle. So it's I first stumbled on it like with Revolut. This was even before I joined Revolut. I mean, I've been following Revolut stories since I think 2012 when I was done with NYC. I mean, not NYC, but when they started exactly. That was probably around 2012 or so. It was one of like the mottos that them. I think they have like five of them, dream big, all of that. But the one that really struck me most is never settle. I mean, you could easily get carried away with your current successes. You could easily get carried away with like what you think you know. But when you have the mindset of like, nah, there's still more to be done. Never settle for this. You know, just keep aiming high. Yeah, it's something that I hold dear to myself. I tell myself a lot. You know. Like even when I think I've done like some of the craziest things, I'm like, I think I've achieved it. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't settle. There's still a lot more to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that a lot of people would usually just like to stay in their comfort zone. It's a lot easier. And I know change is very difficult. So that's another way of saying do not stay in your comfort zone. Basically, keep breathing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. If
yeah. I
you
mean,
one, go for the next one and keep going. But
true.
don't you think you get tired? Like you just keep looking for the next best thing to break. Don't you think like at some point it becomes very tiring?
Well, human beings are different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like the next big thing gives me the drive to do something. You understand? Because like every single time I've pushed myself to do something bigger than what I did last time, I was, 10 steps ahead of where I was before I got that. I
Yeah.
mean, I could have just decided to just like stay where I was, and I mean, it was pretty comfortable for me. I just be the person. I would still be doing good. I'll probably still be like among some of the biggest tech companies in Nigeria, in Africa, or whatever. But like, I just wanted more, man. Whenever I cross that line into something bigger, the feeling is pretty fulfilling, and
Yeah.
I don't think there's a limit to it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
probably when you've like taken over the internet, like maybe I'll think that's the end of it. But there's still a lot more to do, to be honest.
Yeah, even when you're taking over the internet, there's still the next thing that you still need to work on. That's the truth. We should just not lie to ourselves. That's the truth. If you feel like you okay, maybe let me say for example, you're a content creator and
Hmm.
you're looking at getting 10K followers. By the time you get the 10K followers, you're now looking for the next best thing, 100,
Hmm.
1 million, and all of that. And you just keep going and going. So yes, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, true, true.
For
I hope
someone
I don't sound. I hope I don't sound like some speaker right now.
No, no, I don't think so. I don't think anything that you have said here has been any aspire to Maguire. And I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why I decided to have this conversation with people. Because I feel like if you're
Okay.
talking about your own experiences, I don't think you would give me aspire to Maguire. You're going to give me things
Hmm.
that you actually did or things that you probably saw or learned over time that
Hmm.
that probably like changed things for you. It wouldn't be motivation. Oh, don't worry, you can
Okay.
get to get there. Then when you're done, you now say, okay, buy my course so that you can get there.
Yeah, click this link in my bio. I'm just joking.
Oh my God. So for someone that's trying to break into tech, and it
Yeah.
might be your type of tech, it might be like any type of tech.
Hmm.
What do you wish someone told you in the beginning that you think would have made a difference for you?
Well, if you say for me, I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back, but like I've always been a self-starter from the beginning. I don't think anybody introduced me. I said, oh, have you heard of this app? I'm gonna go and try it. It's going to be nice. Like right from when I was in uni, I'd be like researching on what's the big thing to do after. I mean, I studied philosophy in university. I knew there was no way I was going to be a philosopher. There was no way I was going to break down work. You understand? So like I'd always been researching. I think life circumstances are just giving me one choice. You need to like find things out. You need to So right from then, I've been researching. I saw, okay, the tech space was getting big. I think that was just the time when Paystack received funding from, I can't remember the parents, the founding,
Stripe?
whatever. But then,
I don't
no, not
think
Stripe,
then it
not
wasn't Stripe.
Stripe,
It wasn't Stripe.
not Stripe. They also funded, I think, I can't remember. But then, like, I just saw these guys just close to the big deal. These are like young people. These guys were like 20 something. I was looking at myself like, what are these guys doing? What is this thing? So myself, I was doing the research, trying to know what it is. I looked at what are the roles that were the easiest for me to get into this space without having some crazy technical background. I said, okay, yeah, we could start with customer experience, yeah, and you could learn so much. Like, all
Yeah.
right, let's go for it. I mean, like the people were probably making fun of me that time. Ah, you be guy, they do customer support. But my mind, I knew like this was just like something I wanted to use, like startups to move into this space and all of that. So for myself, I was pretty much a self starter. So if you say what's something that somebody told me to tell somebody now that's trying to start, nobody told me nothing. But what I'll tell somebody is, just know what you want to do. There's a lot of information out there now. So study, be motivated to like get things done. Don't let it just be like, all right, uh, yeah, they're paying software engineers so of thousands. Let's go for it. You're going to crumble at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Really check, is this something that I want to do? What are the requirements for me to land this role? Is this something I'm comfortable with? Do I have skills that can be transferred? And those are the things that would like get you set for that first role in tech. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are getting wrong. And it's probably
Mm-hmm.
the narrative that was pushed for a very long time. A lot of people would be like, oh, how much is this role going to give me without thinking about the fact that they might not actually like to do it. They might
Mm-hmm.
they might get burnt out while they're doing it, or they might not even enjoy doing it, and they don't look at that aspect. They're thinking, oh, if I'm going to be able to
Yeah.
make millions from it, then why I don't need to I don't need to go through hoops to go and start thinking about what I want to do. Let me just do this one. And then there was something you said about a guy doing customer experience. I didn't know that that was a thing that people usually, it's just like saying guy nurses, and it's
Yeah,
weird.
that's a thing too. That's a thing.
No,
That's a
not a
thing too.
thing.
I mean, like just psychology, right? Like human psychology.
Yeah.
When you're having issues with your phone, or you're having issues with your laptop, what kind of voice do you want to hear? Or when you're having like a tough time,
Mm.
what kind of voice do you want to hear to like walk you through the process? I would prefer a lady's voice, actually. Do you understand? Say those
Like,
were the kind.
no, go ahead.
Or you also talked about the nurses, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to see a 6 foot guy with some muscles holding a syringe. No, man. Like, ew, what's going on here? Do you understand? Those are the stereotypes.
Yeah.
So those are the stereotypes. It doesn't mean they're not efficient at their jobs and stuff.
Mhm.
But it's just like once you see the person you use, like, oh wow, wow, Timberland boots. Okay.
But I think a lot of that is changing now, because we're
Yeah, yeah.
seeing women in like male dominated fields, and we're also seeing men going into
Mm,
female dominated fields. But then again,
yeah.
I didn't even know that that was a thing, like I said earlier, at that time. Wow. But
Yeah.
I just thought about the Timberland joke and not slapped. Anyway, so let's go into the fun section. I feel like I should
All
do
right.
sort of drum roll. So the first question in the fun section is, what's a product that you think is genius? Or something, or a product that you're currently enjoying, and why do you think that product is genius, or why are you currently enjoying that product?
Okay, there's something they call winning products at IBM, right? It's like, okay, this product is winning. For me, I think it's YouTube, to be honest. I think, yeah, I mean, YouTube is making like next millionaires and billionaires in the future. And the thing that this thing started with, like, a few people
Mm-hmm,
got bought for $1 billion thereabouts, and
mm-hmm.
now it makes over $1 billion every day. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the impact it has on lives is incredible. I
Yeah,
mean, I probably wouldn't be as knowledgeable of where I am right now in my career without YouTube. So,
yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I like to call YouTube a university. And I think
Right.
that TikTok is probably trying to do, but YouTube is a lot more long form than TikTok. I think
Yeah.
makes the whole thing a lot easier for a lot of people. There's nothing that you want to learn that you won't find on YouTube. I think that's very interesting.
Sure.
I see.
Very
I
true.
just think about it as a tech university, and if you want to actually learn anything, just go on YouTube and you
I
find.
mean, even down to mathematics, you see people are
Yeah,
saying,
yeah. And I like the fact that the algorithm would now bring up once you watch a particular video, you see a lot
mm-hmm.
of videos, and you basically
Yeah.
if you like to go down rabbit holes, YouTube.
I mean, yeah, things you never even thought, okay, this is something that's readily available. And then you see one and they're like so much more of it. You're like, oh wow, this is a thing. Let me see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. What is a show or a movie that you recently watched and you loved? I don't know if you're a movie person or if you're a show person. If you are,
Uh
it's fine, but what's something that you watch?
no, I am now. I'm trying
Ah,
to
okay,
paint me
okay,
like a
okay.
nerd
Let's
now.
have it. Let's have it. Let's have
All right,
it.
one of my favorite of all time, Peaky Blinders.
I see. Why?
I love Tim Shelby, man. Tim Shelby is the good.
So,
You haven't seen it?
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Wow.
mm-mm. So,
Wow.
do you like shows in that genre, or do you watch any kind of shows?
I just like those kind of like Blinders, Godfather, those kind of movies that on the surface they portray violence and some Godfather
Organized crime.
managing organized crime, managing mafia and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of like hidden life lessons to it to make you understand like different human behavior, how to avoid certain circumstances, how to even manage an organization, even in the legal sense of it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like I could give a lecture on that for like an hour, to be honest. But yeah, one of the shows, my favorite show at the moment. I've been praying that they have like a new season come out or something. But like,
Oh,
yeah, and I'm still hoping. You know, I'm one of those people after Game of Thrones, they are wishing that okay, something happens. You know, let
oh,
me see, like, every day imagining what
what
if to Jon
if,
Snow
yeah, what
now.
if they
I
went
mean,
another route?
yeah, 2 a.m. in the morning, you're like, what happened to Jon Snow? Kind of things. I'm one of those people.
Yeah. And when I asked that question, you were like, you don't want to come off as a nerd, and you went ahead to go off as a nerd. So watch
How
Godfather.
is nerdy? Okay,
Watch Godfather,
how
and I get it. I get the whole organized. See, again, the kind of show or the kind of movie that you like is still tied to the kind of work that you do. Because that man organized crime inside,
right. Okay, I
inside
see your point.
again. You get
I
it.
see your point.
You see how you enter
I see your point.
that.
I also like spy movies, so I see. I say threat intelligence, CIA, undercover, this kind of things. All right, I see what you're saying now.
So we're going to move from movies or shows to music or an artist that has been on repeat for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So which music, which artists has been on repeat that if
I
they
don't
drop
know what
you're going to fall in love with it.
the song that's been on repeat right now. I don't know what day this is coming out, but they've been this trending acoustic version of Aye that has been trending everywhere.
Which
Of those,
Davido Zaye?
yeah, David Aye, the acoustic version where he
Amazing.
does it like live performance, slow motion. It's been going like crazy. I've been on TikTok. I was on TikTok like 3 a.m. yesterday, just watching it. Yeah, acoustic version. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of my favorite songs is one of my favorite songs. I'm trying to remember the name now. At the end of the day, this is true love. Whiskey War. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's one of his very slow songs.
It's made in Lagos.
Murayo. I think it was
No.
Murayo.
No, made in Lagos.
Made it. Thank you.
Made in Lagos.
I don't really follow his albums because
Yeah.
I
Made
am
in Lagos was like, oh, come on.
yeah. I remember the song now. It's in my head now. And I guess at the end of the day, this is true love. Something.
Yeah. I
Again.
also like show them camp. So
Oh.
yeah, I love show them camp. I was at Palm Wine First like 2 years ago.
I think
Yeah.
I was at that show too.
Probably missed each other.
I think I was at that show too. 2 years ago.
Interesting.
I think I remember that show. I prefer
Thames was
the
there.
of Holacho Boy.
Oh, come on.
Now I know some people are telling me that, oh, Whiskey, this is
You
like
like Whiskey Superstar album?
yeah,
Yeah.
I still go back to that album. But like again, I get it because like this more recent albums are more mature. He's basically just doing very calm, very vibey sounds, like
Yeah.
just chill, just chill.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really like a lot of bang 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 songs, and I also like songs that have very good lyrics. Again, I still prefer Wizkid of old to Wizkid of now.
So who's your favorite artist?
I don't think I have one.
Okay.
I think I like to fall into different circles. Like
Favorite song? What's the song on repeat?
now, I think is I've had a couple of them. So there's this Arastas, not the hot body one, not the look hot body one. All the love, all the love, then the fake come normally. Baby, give me, I go love you, especially. Then
I'll
Olamide.
check it out.
I've been a diehard
Yeah.
fan of Olamide right from Eniduro. So I'm still following him. And he's also one of the people that I have seen that maturity in. Like his songs now are not, it's not like he's trying to prove anything to anybody. And I think that's the same thing for Wizkid. They're not trying to prove anything to anybody. They're basically just doing it. Let's go into any book or podcast that has impacted you recently. Anything that you have read or have listened to that you like.
I'm more of a podcast person,
Okay.
so yeah, I listen to David Huberman a lot. I
Okay.
listen to the guy that talks a lot about the mind and all of that. I like past weekend with Siobhan. Like Siobhan just some. You know Siobhan?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh my God, man.
What does he talk
Siobhan
about?
he's a comedian. So he's
Okay.
just a funny guy. Yeah, I like Siobhan a lot.
All these people that you're mentioning, I'll probably have to go and check them out and add them to this video.
Okay, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also listen to Joe Rogan. I do a lot of comedy
Yeah.
podcasts, to be honest, because most of the time I'm on YouTube, I'm probably like learning something. I'm like, so if I'm not like learning from like Day or like some other like top security guys or all of that, I'm just like vibing with like comedy or listening to David Huberman or something like that. Yeah.
So what's a common piece of advice about life or about tech in general that you generally disagree with?
Oh, okay. Hmm. What I disagree with.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's probably telling everybody that, but I feel like this doesn't make sense.
There are quite a couple of them, to be honest. For
Okay.
example, like the cybersecurity field, I mean, before I got in, a lot of people said, as a new person or as a newbie to the field, they're going to crumble, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it turned out to be a lie. I'm here. So there've been a couple of them, but like, I think just the idea of people thinking to be in tech, you have to be like extremely technical. It's a big lie. I mean, there are a lot of roles within the tech space that you really don't need to be super technical about it.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the old agentic AI and stuff like that, we're in a time when to be in tech is even like at the easiest point ever. So I believe that's something that I really don't agree with. You have to be like super technical to work in tech. You could There are a lot of roles available in tech that don't require so much technical ability, to be honest.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed how many people are doing well even in tech right now in high positions. And they struggle with like setting up a teams meeting or something like that.
I saw a tweet about something relating to that, and I think someone said that it's not really their job to
Yeah.
about
I mean,
setting
I remember one of the times when we're having like issues, we're having like some of those meetings where something has broken, we have to fix things now. And then I'm talking to like one of the heads of engineering. We're trying to figure things out. And I was like, I just do this on Excel. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to use Excel. And you literally build this entire infrastructure where you can't use Excel. So like at the end of the day, everybody has their strengths, everybody has their
yeah,
weaknesses.
yeah,
So like, yeah. You
yeah,
don't have to know everything. Just focus on what aligns you closer to what you want to achieve within that space. Yeah.
yeah. I agree. I think that makes sense. If you were not doing tech, if tech was not your thing, if you didn't go into tech, what do you think you would be doing? Is there anything that you'd have been like, oh, if I'm not doing tech, I'll probably be doing this?
If I wasn't doing tech and the whole social construct of struggling for power or money wasn't a thing, I'd probably be a farmer or a plumber, honestly. Yeah, something that
Why? That's
I,
so out of pocket.
I know, right?
So this is how I want you to do it now. I want you to say, you said farmer or plumber. So I want you to take
hmm
farmer, why? Plumber, why?
So, I mean, the idea that like the world exists because you work is also a factor that's there. Do you understand? Like, everybody's alive and well because someone takes the time to like plant seed into the ground. Someone takes time to make the animals grow and continue reproducing. People like devote that time. But then it's also the freedom that comes with it. You own your own field. You wake up, the world can crash today, and a farmer in the village somewhere is going to still survive. Nothing will stop him. Do you understand? So that freedom also comes with it. Plumber, I don't know. Those guys, they make things work, man. How would you survive if all the pipes got blocked one day? That's terrible. I think it's something I just admire, right? It's like there are a lot of jobs that aren't so much talked about, but those guys really make society function. Those guys
Yeah.
are as important to society as even more important to society than some of the CEOs out there. So those, yeah. So if tech wasn't an option, if the regular social constructs of like having power, money to survive wasn't a thing, I'll just devote all my energy into just freedom, being on my farm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Again, it makes sense to me. I think you're basically coming from a place of need. So these are things, how would I be self-sustained without having to need the other person if anything happens? But then I'm now thinking, what if there's a zombie apocalypse? You don't have to think about the pipes that blocked or
I
but
mean, I
watch
think
so
that's the
much
one. I
zombie
think
movies.
I think like that's the one that's like really out of pocket. I think. I just put that there.
Right? Because really, how? I've watched too many zombie movies. That's why it don't mind me. And that was the first thing that came to my head to actually say to counter the whole farmer outcry. No, but like you made a lot more sense than I did. So I'll just take my L and move on. I'll take
Well,
my
let
L
me
and
just
move
say this.
on.
I admire people who work with their hands, and I admire people like that. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I've recently started to want to go into. I'm trying to figure out something that I would do with my hands. And when I sit, I'm like, oh, and I think that's why I was saying, oh, farmers, yeah, you grow
Yeah.
a crop and then you're getting to feed people. Okay, so I think the last but not the least question is where can people
Okay.
find you? And
Um, you know
yeah,
me, I'm pretty much a ghost.
yeah,
I have more followers on my LinkedIn than I have on my Twitter, TikTok,
of
everything
course,
combined.
of course.
Anyway, just check for me. I'm everywhere. Joshua and Lala. I'm not one of those people that's, hiding from. I'm just Joshua and Lala everywhere.
So basically, if we want to actually see, we should go on LinkedIn. It's better to see you on LinkedIn.
Anywhere. Yeah, but like, I'm just saying basically, that's where everywhere I have like, the
Yeah.
most engagements. Yeah,
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
And even
Yeah.
there, you have one of the most
Mhm.
engagements, and I know what the engagement is like. Occasionally, when you've had one comp TA, I don't know how that thing is pronounced.
Come
One
see
says,
ya. All right.
yeah, that people usually post, and then when you've had something like that, you just post it and then you disappear till when next there's a new certificate
Yeah,
or a
I'm
new
one of.
role.
I admire content creators, right? It's people like you who are out there putting stuff every day. It's
Yeah,
amazing, it's amazing. I admire stuff like that. But my kind of person, man, I'm not bothering anybody except I have a big news to announce.
yeah.
That's what happens. So that's why LinkedIn just works best for me. I can easily like just come there once in a while and brag and go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. And that makes sense. Again, I get it. I get the need to be a ghost, and I also get the need to want to shout from the rooftops about what you have. I feel like I have learned over time that the more I talk about my work, the more I get to be in other people's faces. And I admire people that feel like, oh, they don't really need to do all of that to be in people's faces. And I feel like that's the good thing about life and the fact that we're all different. Everybody just
Yeah.
does something different to like.
And it works differently for everybody.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was a very interesting conversation. And I feel like I probably should have started this earlier because I have laughed a lot on this call. Do you know
Don't
how to
mind me.
speak the language? Is it Polish? That is the name of the language.
Yeah, I speak very little of it. Yeah, I could
Very
like
little.
survive.
Okay.
Yeah, I could survive like outdoor, say hi, hello, go to groceries, get my bus ticket, come back, interact
How long
with
have you been there
neighbors if
now?
you. Yeah, like close to 3 years now. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, not up to 3 years.
that makes sense. And one of the things that took you there was also tech.
So I got a job with Revolut and they wanted me to come over. So They literally like took care of everything for me to come over.
That's nice.
Yeah, one of the pros of working in tech, to be honest.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
very, very interesting conversation.
yeah, same here.
So much for doing this.
Thank you. And you too.
Thank you and goodbye.